Hello again. During recent disturbances in Leeds resulting from social services taking some children into care, it was observed that those taking part had skins which were darker than the average English person. This gave rise to the suspicion that Pakistani Muslims were involved in the riot, but they were not. It was people from Romania. Why were they so dark-skinned? Because these were not ordinary Romanians, but rather gypsies from that country. Gypsies are an ethnic group from India who left that part of the world 1,000 years or so ago and have avoided marrying with outsiders as a rule. For this reason, they tend to be darker than Europeans, just as ordinary Indians are darker. Gypsies, more often known these days as Roma, speak a language which is closely related to several modern-day Indian languages. Although they've been present in Europe for centuries, there has been a good deal of prejudice against them, and of course many were murdered by the Nazis as they were thought to be racially inferior. The fact is, the Roma are often unpopular in the countries of Eastern and Central Europe in which they live, and they have a reputation for being idle scoundrels and thieves. Oddly enough, this is also the popular view of them in the westernmost part of Europe, the Irish Republic, where they are often known as tinkers and tend to be looked upon with some disfavour by ordinary Irish people, both because of the hostility which they encounter in the countries in which they live, and because Britain has a reputation for handing out benefits and council houses. Many gypsies have moved to this country from Eastern Europe in recent years and formed their own closely knit communities, such as the one in Leeds. Many are from Romania, but a lot have also arrived here from the Czech and Slovak republics. Their expectation has always been that they will be provided with homes and be able to live a better life here than in their own countries. Unfortunately, they have somehow managed to create a bad impression in Britain, similar to that which they had in the countries from which they have emigrated. Romanians and Czechs living in this country are often infuriated when certain criminals appear in the news and are described as Romanian or Czech. A lot of the time, it's possible to tell by the names that these people are really gypsies who are conducting themselves in Britain in much the way that they did before they came here. This is very irritating for Romanians in particular because they see a lot of unfavourable press articles featuring people who are described as Romanian but whom they regard as being anything but. Much the same thing is observed with other nationalities, although it's confusion between Roma from Romania and actual Romanians which is most common. Once again, in some mysterious fashion, we in this country have managed to become the destination of choice for people who are not welcomed with enthusiasm elsewhere in the world, and who somehow seem to gravitate as a matter of course to our shores.